Last episode did not go very well. Was 100% our worst performance of this season. But having said that, it was our only loss of this season. We are 3-1 set to take on the 1-3 Texans this episode. And the main focus last episode was trying to figure out our receiving group. And we were left with more questions than answers. So as you can see up here at the top, cut 2 players. We've added some guys to the squad. And we're going to have to make, 2 cuts or 2 moves to make room. Now, similarly to what we did last season, bringing in Everson Griffin, who was, I think, 35-something years old, as the veteran, give him one more shot at getting a season, really, in the NFL. We're going to be doing the same thing with a receiver, and that is Julio Jones. He's 35 years old. He is not the same Julio. He's actually a 74 overall. Is just receiving a boost from our coaching upgrades. He's in his 13th or 14th season. You could tell the ratings are not there, but he does still have some good ratings. The speed, their acceleration has dropped a little bit, but the solid hands, has some route running abilities, definitely lost a step or 3, but release also still there. So we're going to give him a shot at the outside receiver. Previously, it's been Noah Brown's spot, and we tried shaking things up. We moved Osborne out there last episode, and he didn't have the same effect that we've seen from him in the slot. So he is 100% going to be our slot guy, and Julio will be going on the outside, replacing Noah Brown. And if you look at their ratings, I mean, for the most part, they're kind of similar. Brown has some bits that are better, specifically the route running, but speed a little bit lower with Brown, a little bit better acceleration though, but a lot less agility and change of direction, a little bit less strength, but the same awareness. Hands, got to give the slight edge to Noah Brown, and even the same when it comes to route running, especially for medium route running, but release about the same. So we're going to go with Julio and hope that in the next draft class, we're going to find a real deep threat type of receiver. We have the slot with Osborne. We're going to have Julio play the deep. And then Ross is a fantastic physical receiver for us. I love the role that he's carved out for himself. And it's something that we're not going to go to often, but when we need it, he's been solid for us. We also are going to have Bo Melton and Manny Fox continue to play in the slot. Bo Melton will get a few more looks just because Manny Fox injury problems in the past. And then Baca, a guy we're trying to develop on the outside. We'll see if that happens. And Brocker's another guy towards the middle. But to make room for Julio, we are going to be releasing Noah Brown. I had talked or asked at the end of last episode what we thought we should do. Should we trade him for like a 6th or a 7th? But if he hasn't caught on with a replacement squad team, doesn't make sense to trade. So we will just be releasing Noah Brown, taking a small hit. Now, the other position we added to was at linebacker, which wasn't one of the main 2 positions we were looking at, which was receiver and safety, but it did affect the safety group. So we brought in Christian Harris out of Bama. He's in his 3rd season, still 23 years old, so young, and is 71 overall, which is the highest of any of our left outside linebackers, and will be replacing Tanner Muse's starting spot. Muse has been with us every single season of this series, and he's been a solid backup. But I don't think he's going to develop well into any sort of starter or rotational kind of guy. But very similar skill set, right? They both have 90 speed. Harris does have a slightly better acceleration with some better agility, change of direction, but less strength. Has slightly better awareness and play rec. Gonna have lower tackling though than Muse, but hit power about the same, the exact same for block shedding. But the reason I was really intrigued here with Harris is he has 66 man coverage, and that's something I think we've struggled with at linebacker, is having someone who has good man coverage. I'm thinking of lining up and covering running backs who go out on routes, tight ends who've been a problem for us. Trying to find someone with man coverage has been an issue. So we're going to give Christian Harris the shot whenever he does go out in any of the packages. He's going to be a starter in the base packages, but he's not going to be when it comes to the sub backers. But his man coverage is 13 better than Tanner Muse. Now, the way that affects the strong safety spot is we had a safety that we had picked up and moved to linebacker, gave him a shot there in Nick Robertson. We're moving him back to safety, and we're going to try to roll him out a little bit. J.R. Reed just hasn't performed very well. He's getting up to, an older age. 28, not too old, but still want someone who might be able to improve a bit more. And we're going to find that with Melifonwu and Robertson. So we're going to give Melifonwu the full start in this episode because he didn't really get out there a whole lot last episode. I don't know why Madden changes depth charts, had him start, and then Reed played most of the game. So I want to have Melifonwu and a little bit of Robertson play. But we do still need to make another cut. And I think where we're going to start is actually on the practice squad. Thomas Booker, I was hoping he would maybe develop a little bit, but as a DT, he just doesn't have a very strong block shedding, and we've had guys on this team with much higher block shedding not really be able to do much in the run game. So we're going to create space there. And then at middle linebacker, Greg Ellerby, one of our draftees from this previous draft class, he'll be moving to the practice squad, which will get us down to the 53-man. Now, with all that said, time to actually test out these new additions, see if it makes a big impact, and I'm hoping that Julio will help us out. Also, getting Osborne back to that slot will, again, hopefully help out our rookie quarterback and allow him to just have some open throws that hopefully he won't miss. So let's jump on into this Texans game and give it a good old try. And this one is underway as we'll be receiving the opening kick. Manny Fox back with the return will get us to about the 23. Now, obviously in this one, we do want to get Julio Jones going a little bit, see how he fits in. But we also have to manage some really bad stamina across the team. So we'll see how much we really see of like Cody scrambling and whatnot, as we should have an open receiver going across. Gonna find Justin Ross, who shakes two tacklers and will get us up to the 44. That ball barely getting by the defender. And that in part could be to the, don't want to say lack of speed, but Justin Ross isn't a very fast guy here in Madden, only 85 speed. Opposite, though, for a quarterback who has 97 speeds as he tries to break to the outside, will get by the first defender and will step out at the 22. That 97 speed on full display. And that's exactly why I called him the Johnny Manziel 2.0. Does have to keep the off-the-field issues to a minimum, and I think we might be fine. Julio, one-on-one. Well, didn't go great the first time. Have to give credit, though, to the cover man. Oliver did very well there. Do also have to shout out another new starter in this game we're going to try out as Tristan Hill. Get some immediate pass rush from the DT spot. Don't see it all too often. They do, though, get 9 yards on the play. But over at the rush right end, we are going to be starting the rookie in McGee. A very similar build to that of Shaka Toney, as where was the coverage, and Melifonwu whiffs on the play. Dotson going to take this one to the house. And then with the holding on the kick return, I would say it's pretty safe to say not a good opening here for us after one of our worst games last game. As Hales tried to find some space, we'll get swallowed up for a loss of 2. So yeah, definitely not a great start. Need to quickly get things going the other way. Let's do that with a little bit of some read option. Toss that one out. Gonna find Osborne, who does get a little bit of a block there from Ross. We'll get a decent chunk there on second. Will leave us with 3rd and 4. We're gonna stick with the same look. Hand this one off Borgie, who will make a cut, get downfield, and will get the first down, plus an extra couple yards. And now we'll flip the formation, go with a little bit of a play action here. We'll dump this one off for Ross, so we'll get the catch and a few yards. Possibly could have gone deep there. Granted, it looked like it was well open after the throw had already occurred. So who knows? Maybe I'll see in editing if that was more open down the field or not, as we will hand this one off and get us few yards. Close first down, but a first down nonetheless. And with that, Borgie will head to the sideline, bringing out Turbin here as we slightly change. Julio will get his first catch. Much better than the previous attempt. Now, the last time we went with a read option went really well for us. Got all the way down to the 22. We'll see if it goes any better here. No, gonna hand this one off. Turbin will break a tackle, has a lead block, gets kind of tripped up a little bit. Still a first down, 9 rush. And that made absolutely no sense. 9 rushing yards, or 9 yards on the play, not 9 rush. I don't know. Sometimes I say weird things. Gonna have to roll out here, and we'll just get a few yards and step out with Cody. I was kind of hoping Turbin would get some space and I could dump it off to him, but man stayed on him pretty well. Send a couple of guys deep here, have a couple underneath routes. Gonna have to roll out and throw out. Instant pressure. That is another one of the groups that we're gonna look to hopefully go after more in the draft or see what happens in free agency, is some better tackles. The pass rush has gotten through a lot lately. Gonna loft this one up for Bo Melton, who toe taps inside the 15. Will turn a short slant route into a deep route, maybe medium route. But either way, still a great play. Some more read option here. Meant to hand that one off instead. Cody gonna get hit in the backfield. Now Cody is looking to extend his streak of touchdown rushes to 5 if he could get one in this game. Gonna motion over Bo Melton here. Flip this one off to him. See if he can get that speed to the outside. Juke back in. Powers through one man and does get the first. And we'll bring out the big boys here on 1st and goal. Down to the 2. Last play of the first quarter. Turbin down to about the 1. Now after a short break, everyone fully recovered. Let's see if we can hit this read option. Man on the end of the line crashes down, and we will make it 5 straight games with our rookie quarterback James Cody rushing for a touchdown. Now hopefully let's see this defense do a little bit better this time. They ended up getting a short pass to Dotson, who ran all the way for a touchdown after a couple whiffed tackle attempts. Not going to happen on this play. Pretty quick tackling on the short pass to McKinley. Also very fitting, though, that James Cody had the rushing touchdown against the Texans, who had the number 2 pick that we traded for to pick him up in the draft. Good stop there from Melifonwu. We'll end up forcing a 3rd and inches, and I would love to bring the house here. Bring everyone down, see if someone can make a play in the backfield. Who was that? 98? Is that, for the Darian Mathis. If I am correct, he is the first defensive tackle we've had on this team with block shedding higher than an 80. So coming through right there as we do get the ball. However, our first play also goes for a loss. But hopefully we could just use that to set up our favorite pass play from this formation. A little bit of play action. Osborne will go across and will get open. Place this one on him nicely. Just can't quite turn down the sideline. However, still a very good gain. Gets us close to midfield, marked a couple yards shy. So let's give this right back to Osborne on the jet sweep. He has a lead blocker and will get the one block he needed. Get around the edge a little bit. Gain of 7. And with that, both Manny Fox and Bo Melton will check in, subbing out Osborne with the 2 back-to-back plays. We'll go with another crossing route here. Bo Melton barely again squeaking that one on in. That is one thing I have to give a lot of credit for with James Cody. He will find the slightest bit of gap to fit a pass in. It just might not always happen that way, as Bo Melton gets the screen pass. Unfortunately, doesn't end up getting as many yards out of it as we were hoping. Also, I believe an injury popped up there for one of the Washington players. Hopefully, they're all fine. And we'll go to the outside here. Osborne, once again with a little bit of space, just about 1-2 yards. But that seems to be all we really need with Cody, who has, for the most part, been pretty solid when it's come to not throwing bad passes, although that one a little bit questionable. Luckily, we get the catch. And actually, the injury was to one of our offensive linemen, so that, not great. As we try to set up the receiver screen, Justin Ross with the space and just enough speed will get in. A passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown for James Cody on the day. Well, the offense definitely does seem to be playing with a little bit more spark than what we saw last week. Just waiting to see someone on defense here make a play as Mills gonna scramble, takes a big hit. That ball pops free and the rookie McGee will recover. We'll check in here on the replay. Number 99, Tristan Hill, or 93, my bad. Still Tristan Hill though, laying the big hit on Mills. Now we can look to quickly capitalize, starting at the 29. Gonna send Julio deep here, maybe see if he could slot in between the two safeties. One of them does step down, don't like the look. Instead, we'll go with a crossing route. Ross can't squeeze it. Was placed right there for him, though. Cody just dropping it in. 2nd and 10, we'll go with a run down the middle, and Borgie will squeak out a couple. Now on 3rd and 7, a little bit of some play action. Got two guys going deep, a couple medium. I guess you could say Osborne's also a little bit of a deep route. See if anyone pops open, and the only person popping open is going to be the pass rushing Cody. Runs all the way back behind midfield and gets dropped. Just some of the inexperience in college coming through there. Thought he could outrun the pass rush, and clearly he couldn't. And somehow Pierce will get by Tony. For a second, though, Tony does clean it up. But that will send us inside the 2-minute warning. They'll come out with a bunch to the left. They have all 3 timeouts, and also they got away with fumbling deep in their own territory and didn't give up a single point. I just realized that. So, not a great job from the offense there. Can't waste opportunities like that with a quick throw. Gonna be caught, first down to the 46. Now, despite us getting a lot of upgrades in terms of man cover ability this last offseason, not seeing a whole lot of it as Davis Gaither whiffs on the sack, was right next to the quarterback. Normally Cashman is the one that gets through, and he doesn't miss often. But Davis Gaither definitely missed there as Amadi beat on the, I want to say switch route? But now that I say that, maybe that's not what it's called. I can't quite remember. I know what the route looks like. Don't ask me the name. I played defensive line. But a 1st and goal here for the Texans. Pass rush is eventually going to hit home, you would think. Or how did he squeak that one in? A heck of a throw there for Mills. We'll find Gesicki. We'll tie this thing up. 45 seconds left before half. Well, I guess with 3 timeouts left, 45 seconds, let's see what we can do. Go with a little bit of a pump fake. Actually do dump this one off. Justin Ross will get what he can and step out of bounds. Wasted a fantastic opportunity off the previous turnover. Then they get a touchdown off of it, tying the game up. Almost a real, you could argue, 14-point swing there. So I'd love to at least get a field goal on the board here, carry a lead into half that we should have had arguably a bigger lead on. Gonna have to really roll out here. Anyone gonna make a run? A crossbody throw will hit the turf. Cody tried to hit Osborne late, and sometimes when we've seen him do that, it's ended pretty badly. Luckily, Osborne didn't get the catch previously and doesn't get the catch here. Now on a 3rd and 10, would love a 1st down here. Need to get to the 48. We'll come out with an empty look here. Going to have a couple crossing routes. Right across the middle, Osborne with the catch. This time we'll call a timeout. And we'll continue with the empty look. Still have trips to the right-hand side, 2 to the left. We do have Osborne once again sitting at the sideline, who will not... Okay, actually they say will get the grab. Foot definitely looked out of bounds to me, but if they don't mark it as out of bounds, then okay, I'm fine with that. Also stops the clock, so I don't have a single deep route here. Okay, well, we'll stick with the slants then. See if anyone's going to break open across, going to roll out. Julio, do you want to be a lead blocker? Not really, but we'll get the 1st down and step out of bounds. Go ahead and call a timeout as well. Maybe have time for 2 more plays, as that one not going to get off. 4 seconds left, probably be safest to take the field goal here. So we'll send out Dicker the kicker to put us up going on into halftime. Would be 17-14, and that's exactly what we're going to get as we do head on into half. We do squander a few opportunities in that half, but for the most part, solid performance bouncing back from last week, already scoring the same amount of points I'm pretty sure we had last week. Rushing yards, defense looking solid, need to clean up some of the passing. But overall, not too shabby. Around the league, though, Eagles taking on the Lions. Lions destroying the Eagles as they go into half, 31-2. Also pretty fitting there, the Cousins is the quarterback of the Eagles, so kind of funny there. As we look on to the next game, maybe the Giants? No. Bills, a different blue and red team from New York, currently losing to the Cardinals 17-6. And for the last update, actually going to be the Giants this time, taking on the Carolina Panthers in a close match, 14-10, Giants up. Both teams looking for their second win of the season. But let's focus back on into our current red and blue opponents, rivals, I guess you could say, just because we're playing against them right now, as they will be starting on offense with a swing pass. Amadi will get the tackle after a gain of 8. Not a single incomplete pass for Davis Mills on the day, including a really fantastic touchdown pass, as the first down rush from Pierce will almost double his total yardage of the day. So from that standpoint, DTs are playing well. You know, not a whole lot of rushing, though they have passed primarily today. Haven't had a sack either. We've had several opportunities, and we're still are going to be looking as Dotson gets the first down crossing midfield. And they'll follow it up going out in a ace formation stretch. Pierce with just a little bit of space, and he finds it and will get a huge chunk, again more than doubling his yardage total of the day. So I give a compliment, then immediately feel like I need to retract it. Rushing game not doing good to start the second half. They will go back to the pass here. They have a guy, tight end streaking. He's in good coverage. Here comes our first sack. Will be Davidson. We've had a variety of pass rushers out there in all different formations. The only one that stays consistent is Shaka Toney, as they go with a quick screen that Cashman will get the tackle on with a gain of 6. Now on 3rd and 16, going to really test the man coverage as we do come out in man coverage. Lofted to the back. Melifonwu gets the INT, has a bleed blocker. Will at least return this past the 20 down to the 27, or up to the 27. That is a great way of bouncing back, keeping points off the board. Would have rather them just, get a 3 and out from the start of the drive, but I'll take the turnover late. As we start our first drive here of the second half, gain of 1 on the first play. Gonna roll out Osborne, again dropping that in beautifully as a flag is down. I expect a late hit. And that is a much earned late hit call there on Abukum. Cody has taken so many late hits to start his career, and he hasn't gotten the calls. I believe that's the first one. Unfortunately, not a great start for the second half for Borghi. 2 straight losses. As we switch it up a little bit, we'll go empty. Osborne in motion. He'll take the jet sweep. Has some lead blockers. Has the edge. Cut in. No. But solid gain, setting up a 3rd and short. And it will be from pistol that will attempt to convert. As had a couple guys I would have liked to go to. Still have a guy. We'll dump. That's not what I meant by dump it off. What I was wanting was Manny Fox, who was wide open. Instead, 4th and 3. We're going to be aggressive and go for it here. Handing it off. Turbin. Gonna depend on the spot, and it looks like the Texans offense is heading out. So the streak of no points in the second half will continue as the Texans do get the stop. Try to bring the pass rush here, just not hitting home, but they will find Gesicki with a nice catch, 5 yards. Again, also just realizing that the interception from Melifonwu was the first incomplete pass for Mills on the day. Stretch here, Pierce has a bunch of space, and Melifonwu gets the nice tackle. Although I definitely feel like Melifonwu and Johnson have been switching when it comes to where the free safety and strong safety typically line up. Shaka Toney in with a sack as a flag comes in late. Gonna be a pretty easy one to decline as it is holding. So 2nd and 18 as we'll come out with a strong formation here. And another sack. Shaka Toney back for 2. Now on 3rd and 27, feel like we could trust the man coverage here, at least I hope, as actually the rookie jumps off sides. They'll dump this one off. Good tackle in open space from Cashman, but they will have another chance at it. So instead of a 3rd and 27, it will be 3rd and 25 as they come out with a heavier formation than what I would have expected. Mills in the pocket will dump this one off. Going to find Pierce, but a nice, again, open field tackle. This time Davis Gaither will force the punt. And a really good punt it was. So we'll start the 4th quarter back at the 8. As we'll go with some RPO, hand this one off. Borghi, stuffed down the middle, covered both the pass and the rush very well there. So on second down, we'll go with a pass instead. See if anyone's going to get open. We'll have to dump this one off. Going to find Bo Melton, who spins off of the first guy. We'll set up a 3rd and short. Though this is the same down and distance we could not convert last go around. Borgie, though, much easier this time, keeping the legs moving. We'll get us up to the 23. And the rushing for him definitely hasn't been very good today. He's had 9 carries, 21 yards. As we will go ahead and hand this one off. He'll get a few more. Would have liked a few extra. But it does keep the clock running while we are still in front. Go with a pass play here on 2nd and 8. Gonna have to roll out. Maybe have our guy break open, and it will be a catch for Alton Campbell. I believe there was a play last episode. I called him Alton Robinson. Shout out to the Northeast State Only Challenge that you do not want to miss the episode this Wednesday. As we have a 1st down rush here, Borgie. Gain of 6. Now, I will say, haven't seen Julio break open today. I think he's had 1, maybe 2 looks in total today. See if that can improve at all. As Cody going to look to step out here, and hesitation, he gets caught from behind. Leaving us with 2 more yards needed here on 3rd and 2. How about we fake the screen pass, hand this one off, and Borgie will get the 1st down. Nice chunk of yards there. And we'll send in Turbin here as we work our way further and further downfield. Has some room to the outside, just can't quite outrun 15. Nice pursuit angle there. Now with a single high safety, as the strong safety comes down to the right-hand side, maybe Osborne could get down the field. No, they actually cover that really well. Gonna need to roll out and throw this one away. Another late hit. This time we're getting the calls. That's the 2nd on the day for Abukum. Just gifting us 1st downs in a time where he really needs to not be doing that. Turbin with the fresh legs, busts off a 1st down and then trips at the line to gain. Well, we've ran a few times here. Maybe see if we could get them on the possible bubble the opposite way. No, they cover that. So Turbin down the middle, we'll get a few more yards. Just trying to methodically move the ball down the field here. Not taking anything risky, just whatever the defense gives us. That's what we're trying to take from them. Oh, really wanted to go for our tight end there. We have a receiver in the back corner, and it will be a touchdown for Justin Ross. You could probably sense my hesitation to throw that one, but the corner does not collapse, and it will be a touchdown. Now with a 10-point lead. Defense, just need to hold on to it for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Will be a pass play 1, gonna be another completion to Dotson. I will say Henderson hasn't been great over on that side today. And I'm not too sure that there's much of a speed disparity between Dotson and Henderson. Maybe a slight, but I don't know if it's drastic. But it's kind of seemed like it today, as Dotson has gotten open quite quickly on a lot of shorter routes. Send the blitz here. Cashman not able to get home, at least not in time, as I think this will be a late hit. Well, it seems like just in general, refs being a lot more stingent on that in this game. Haven't really been in the previous few, as Davis Gaither almost gets the pick. Had 2 opportunities. The first popped it up and then popped it up again and away from him on the 2nd. Pass across the middle perhaps. No, they go to the outside. Will be a short completion. And on 3rd and 6, they'll go from under center across the middle, and Dotson with the catch hits the brakes. The safety goes flying, and the Texans pull one back here late. Now the Texans do not elect to go for the onside. They expect their defense can get the stop for them. As we try to go with a cutback here, Turbin will get 5 on the play. First timeout called. Just need 5 more yards essentially to seal this game. And we're going to stick with the same play. Turbin down the middle, has a little bit of space, but they do get the stop. Again, a 1st down is all that's needed. As we'll spread out a little bit here. Bunch to the right, Campbell to the left. How about some read option as James Cody has all the space, gets a block from the tight end. He'll cut out and step out of bounds. You tell he tried to cut back in there late. But that will be a massive 1st down for us. With just 1 more timeout remaining, Texans about out of hope. They need to force a turnover, and that might have been their last chance to do so. However, not looking like we're coming out to take a knee. Instead, we will be running the ball. First down from Turbin will end the game. And it was a close one. The defense definitely missed out on some opportunities, let some guys kind of run all over us, but we still end up winning the game as well as the takeovers with 2 compared to their 1. We did pretty well in the rushing game in total, just have to clean up some of the passing. We let David Mills complete too many touchdown passes. Now, was it a breakout performance from any of our new guys? No. But I do want to state that I feel like Julio, while he only had, I think, 1 catch in the game, a few targets, he had a big impact on the receiving group. And I think you could see that with Justin Ross. He was open a lot more today. He had a touchdown and a few other big catches as well. Now, could that have just been a nice matchup against the Texans? Perhaps. That'll be tested, as next episode will be our first divisional matchup against the Eagles. However, they are bottom of the division, 1-4, despite having an 89 overall offense, 85 defense for an 87 team. So overall, we'll see how much carries over to the next matchup. But from a broad standpoint, I think Julio did help the receiving group, and we'll see if that continues throughout the season. The other guy that we added over on defense, Harris, I don't feel like he really made any plays today, but he also isn't out there as often. Melifonwu had the interception. Besides that, I feel like the play very similar to J.R. Reed. So whether we make that change permanent or not, we'll play with it as the season goes on. Maybe play hot hand there. The rookie who got the start at rush and the rush right in, McGee, he had the fumble recovery, but besides that, didn't get any pass rush. Most of the pass rush I felt like actually today came from the interior, and then occasionally we got some Shakatoni. He did have 2 sacks, so it was nice to see that. Really nice to see the offense moving. Hopefully we'll see that continue against what should be a better Eagles defense. So if you want to see that, make sure you actually subscribe. If you're not subscribed, you can hit my bear icon in the bottom right or scroll down and hit the actual subscription button, which you're going to find right next to that bell icon, which you should also hit. This series posted every Monday and Thursday, with the state-only challenge every Wednesday and Saturday. Speaking of which, Wednesday is a really big episode. You do not want to miss it for the state-only challenge. Tuesdays and Fridays, we also have FIFA 23, the My Player Career. That's been really fun. If you guys haven't watched it, I've enjoyed kind of learning the game a little bit. Still have a lot more to learn of FIFA as well as just the game of soccer in general, or football across the rest of the world. But that'll do it for us here. Make sure you guys stick around, see how well this offense can do against the Philadelphia Eagles next time. So until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye.